Oh, 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 oh. That's right, guys. Yesterday, went up to the stadium and picked out my Oklahoma ticket. So I will be in Dallas next Saturday for the best rivalry in the Big 12. I think that's pretty understandable at this point. But both teams, Texas and Oklahoma, do have games this week. A lot of times, this is the week it's just that you just want to get to the next one. But we both have games. Oklahoma going to Cincinnati, they'll blow them out, and we've got UCLA coming in here. So, I talked about that 4 game stretch that Texas is in the middle of right now, where I thought would really define Texas season. But as the first two, especially the first 2 weeks, I really removed UCLA from that 4 game stretch. I'd say it starts with Texas Tech, UCLA at home, OU in Dallas, bye week, and then you've got Nebraska and Lincoln. Those 4 ball games. And if you get through those ball games without a loss, it's going to be hard for anyone unless Texas A&M is what we thought they were. And if they play against us like they play against Florida National, they'll get their tails whipped. But they're still undefeated. We wouldn't have a challenge to them. So, and it's still hard for me to put UCLA in the same kind of category with Tech, Oklahoma, and Nebraska. And I still don't want to put them up there. That being said, this is a team with a pulse. This is a team with actual recruits, with actual coaches. Rice and Wyoming are 2 teams that can't compete recruiting-wise with Texas. UCLA really can't either. But they're trying to get better and things of that sort. But, I mean, you look at UCLA, their best player is going to be Raheem Morris, secondary guy for them. And he will be the best player that Garrett Gilbert has faced up until now. And he's a guy you got to watch out for. But defense is a collective thing. Texas has that, UCLA doesn't. But really, what really hurts UCLA is on their offensive side of the ball. It did start going last week against Houston, but they, I think Kevin Prince only completed like 24 passes this year. They average 100 yards passing a game. He's not going to beat us through the air. You've got one of the worst passing attacks in the country against maybe the best secondary in the country and one of the best pass rushes. He's going to be on his back quite a bit. And what I expect from this game, I think this is a game where Texas should be able to get at least 30 points on the board, and UCLA will try to scratch out 7. It's one of those things. The only thing that can change that is if the Horns don't get any points on the board pretty early, which we haven't been great at. Because what I think UCLA is going to do is it's a team with athletes, a team that has has much more of a chance to win a game in Austin than Rice or Wyoming did, because they do have a running game. And I think what they're going to do, they're going to try to borrow what UCF did last year. And what Central Florida did against Texas last year was they just ran the ball. They were content in getting 2 3-yard gains just for the simple, just to be successful at something, but also just to take the air out of the ball, just to kill the clock and try to get to the 4th quarter in some kind of striking distance. Because if any game goes into the 4th quarter and it's somewhat close, you've got a chance to win. And I think UCLA is going to try to do that. Just get as many stops as they can on defense, and then when they've got the ball on offense, just try to grind it. And I think they have the running back and the guys to do that. I don't think this Texas defense will let them do that for long. So, I'm thinking, Texas 34, 35 points, UCLA maybe 7, maybe 3. And the only way they're going to get any more of that is from an offensive turnover on our part, or they get some fluke downfield play like against Rice. It's not that I don't want to. You don't want to overlook a team, especially a team like UCLA, especially the week before Oklahoma. But I don't think to make that game mean something in Dallas, both Texas and OU have to win this week. And I think both teams understand that. And the thing is with these 2 teams, with Texas and OU, the biggest game of the year is usually when they play each other. But the reason it's such a big deal is not just because they get to beat each other, which is great, but because there's more on the line than that usually. And if both teams come in undefeated, top 10 teams, like it's supposed to be. That's national championship caliber kind of game. So we'll see what happens. And from the UCLA side, what I've heard from a lot of UCLA fans, and I keep hearing it, and maybe it's just because it's the only thing they can say, but they keep bringing up Route 66. So I want to I want to lay this out on the table about Route 66. And those who don't know, in 1997, the last time UCLA came to Austin and in football, the Bruins came in here as an underdog and gave the Texas Longhorns one of the worst losses they've ever had, 66-3. It was 38-0, I think, at halftime. I don't really remember. It was 1997. I was what, 8 or 9 years old. So I wasn't really remember too much about that. But I would like to say thank you, UCLA, for doing that, because due to those events, John Mackovic got fired, and we have Mac Brown. And I would like to think that the Texas Longhorns have been pretty well off since Mac has been at the helm. So I want to thank you, UCLA Bruins. And every time, Texas fans, anytime a Bruin brings up 66-3 and tries to talk trash, just tell them thank you, because I think our programs have gone in a little bit different direction since 1997. So, guys, that's my thoughts on this game. It's going to be fun going to the game. It's always fun to go to the games here in Austin, but you're still going to be like, God, it's 1 week away from the Red River Shootout. So it's going to be fun, guys, this week. I think, we saw this defense take care of Texas Tech, giving up one offensive touchdown. UCLA's offense is not as good as Tech's, as much as Tech has struggles. So we'll be all right. So hook 'em horns, Texas fight, and next week, beat OU. See you guys later.